Hi, everyone. Welcome to day April 14th. We're here with Angela Rodriguez, who has prepared this amazing presentation. Please make sure that you have somewhere to write down everything that we're going to be learning today. So, hi, Angela. Welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia. Hello, everyone. Yes, so today we are about halfway through the month of April. It's going to be I'm going to try to keep it kind of short and sweet for you today. We're going to talk about lavender and its different forms, keep working with that new challenge of actually creating social media content with our direct product links for our consultant challenge that we'll be working on. For business tools, we'll be talking about the Youth to Opportunity brochure and how to make the most out of it with using it in different ways, as well as some prospecting tips that will go along with that. And for our tech tip, we'll talk about how to create a survey in Google Forms. Some of you let me know in the chat if you've already made a Google form in your life before. It's pretty user-friendly. I'm going to show you some basic options on it, but also some more advanced options. You can go in and make it send you an email every time someone completes your form, things like that. Some tips and tricks that I know from my days as a teacher, right? So, and then we will be wrapping it up with our call to action and a few time-sensitive reminders. Hi, Cesar. All right, so we are going to talk about lavender today. Remember that we have lavender in a few different presentations. We have the full-size cream, the travel size, or let's see, we have full-size cream, medium-size cream, and travel size cream. We have the 10 ml oil and the 5 ml oil. So lots of different presentations of that. In general, we use lavender to calm our skin. It helps soothe burns. Normally if we burn our finger in the kitchen or something like that, we run it under cold water for up to 20 minutes. And then we apply lavender oil, and then we follow that up with lavender cream. And it is amazing how much difference it makes. I burn myself regularly because if I try to go fast, it just never works out. I don't know if anyone else is a clumsy cook like myself. We love to cook, but we get a little wild sometimes. So it's amazing. It doesn't even blister when I am right on it. I do cold water and lavender right away, and it doesn't even blister. It stops burning almost immediately. It's such a lifesaver. It's also very calming for eczema and bites. So something that we should definitely all have on hand for our first aid kit. It also has a lot of emotional benefits, very calming and relaxing. This is great for promoting a better night's sleep, great for helping kids wind down for bedtime. Like I said, it just promotes more restful sleep, helps us kind of calm everything down, stops that cyclical thinking that can happen at the end of the day sometimes. And it's one of those aromas that, it's hard not to love, right? So if you're creating content for lavender, and we're talking about our stress-free life topic a lot this month, you can talk about the first aid aspect of it, but if you're talking about the relaxation benefits, talk about bedtime routines, right? This is a struggle for a lot of people, adults and children and their parents alike. So some really specific things that you can share are either putting a drop of lavender essential oil directly on your pillowcase or a couple of drops. We know that this is a pure essential oil, high quality, not diluted with a bunch of vegetable oils or anything like that. So it's not going to stain those pillowcases. So that's a nice way to have that aroma right by where you're going to sleep. It's also very gentle, so having it near your face isn't going to be irritant or anything. So that's a great way to use this. Also, a lot of kiddos have like a blanket or a stuffy that they sleep with. Putting a drop of this right on that so that they have it next to them when they're snuggling is also a great use. Or just applying either the essential oil, or the cream to your temples and the back of your neck, soles of your feet, wherever you feel like you need it. But our product manuals recommend temples and nape of neck before bed is a great way to use those. Remember, if you are ever trying to make your lavender more potent, you can add a couple of drops of the oil to the lavender cream. If you're ever trying to make it less potent, for example, like after my kids' bedtime, I will dilute it slightly with one of our carriers, such as our Aroma Blends body lotion, and add a drop or two to that. So there's lots of different ways to use those products. I own the oil and the cream, but their uses are pretty much interchangeable. So any questions about that, let us know in the chat. What do you most use lavender for? Do you use it more for the first aid benefits, for the skin calming benefits, for the emotional benefits? What time of day do you use this the most? For me, I keep this in my kitchen, and I also keep one on my bedside table. And then I can grab it. My girls, every time they get out of the bath, need a little bit of this because they don't get very excited about bedtime at this age. Like they're just so excited about life. They just want to keep playing, right? Okay, so I also wanted to show you a lavender reel that is available in your app that you can use while promoting this. So if you go into your app, into resources, and in the products folder and look up lavender, you can find this reel. I'll play it for you so you can see what it is. All right, and it's nice and short. It's 18 seconds, so easy to post on your social media platforms. You can add it into your stories. Stories are usually about 15 seconds, right? So if you're posting it to Instagram, it'll have it in 15-second segments, but still, it's a great, nice, short resource to use on your social media outreach and just to send out to your customers as well. Oh, and I see some, so I use lavender more at bedtime, and I see some of you use it right after you wake up to help with cortisol levels. No, that's awesome. We know that cortisol levels spike with our stress response, and can cause a lot of havoc in our body. So anytime we can keep that stress under control is a great thing. Okay, perfect. So that reel is available in your app if you'd like to use it. It's a nice, well-made video for us. He always wants to play it twice. I don't know why. Okay, so our consultant challenge for this week is going to be selling lavender, but by posting specific social media content with our direct product link. So what we would like you to do this week is take the different uses of lavender and create a more personalized way to share the product information on your stories. So what that means is you take a lifestyle picture. If you can see, I'm like really tired today, so it was a good day for a lavender pic. So I just had a picture of myself. I threw like a black and white filter on it. You know, I made sure I had some natural light coming in. You don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but you do want your face as often as possible, or like a real life situation as often as possible, because it just helps your audience connect with that content. So when you take a lifestyle pic of you with the product, using it with a caption of how you're using it, you're promoting a lifestyle of what we do here at Used, right? I added some little stickers with like a little arrow that goes to it. I changed it all to like purple accent colors because I'm talking about lavender, etc. Right? So this I just did in Instagram stories, added some stickers and some text boxes to it. Easy peasy. Then I also had added in some of our company images that we have available in the folder that I showed you last week. I went in through my promos and into stories and posts and grabbed some of the images for lavender from there. So what I did is I layered a lifestyle pic with my face first, and then I selected multiple images to also include some of the other company images behind it. I didn't include all of them. I'll probably, for example, in this one, I'll post my lifestyle picture and more of that like soothing, calming, emotional benefits piece of it. And then I might do another story a different day talking about the skin calming benefits for eczema or burns and things like that. Every time I get a burn or a cut, I'm taking pictures with either like tea tree or lavender. So I have like a bank of these for later because I'm not burning my finger on purpose for social media, right? Okay, so a lifestyle pic layered with our company images for the product. And then you just finish it up. In the last image, you add your direct product link sticker. As you know, on Instagram, it's really easy. You just click on your little sticker icon, you choose link, you add your link. Here I put the word shop in as the title of my little link button. I went into stickers again, and you'll see that I added this little box that says ask me a question. So if someone has more questions about lavender or how it works or what to do with it, then I'm inviting that interaction from my audience. So I do have my direct product link that leads them right to the 10 ml lavender. That's what I chose to promote. That's the one I'm holding in my photo, and a little box for them to ask me questions about it. So I have this posting from Instagram, but I have it connected to my Facebook account so that it's posting in both places. Facebook does not usually let us post a direct link sticker in it, but if you do it from Instagram, that sticker works in both platforms, which is really nice. Any questions about that process or that challenge for this week? Get your direct product link for lavender. Get those images out of the promos and offers folder in your app. Take a lifestyle pic of you using the product. It could be the cream, it could be the oil, whatever you want. And add that direct product link sticker, beautify it a little bit, and then just let Cesar know. So whether you're taking a screenshot of your work, you're sending it to him via Messenger, things like that. Let Cesar know what you've done. It's also helpful to like send him, here's the link, and he can check and make sure everything's working correctly. So it's a really good process just to practice, and then you will be receiving a special gift from him for keeping up with this week's challenge. Any questions about that? Okay, take a little screenshot if you need to remember what to do. Lifestyle pick, promotional images, direct product link, send it off to Cesar. Okay. All right. Easy, right? Okay. Then we also want to talk a little bit about how to make the best use of the used business opportunity brochure. As you noticed in our invite today for the webinar, we're talking a little bit about how can I reach more prospects for the used business opportunity. As always, we're always trying to meet new people who are interested in what we do and would like to join our team. So this is what that used business opportunity looks like. It's a little short brochure. You can order paper copies of this through the consultant catalog. You can find digital resources in your app and on Virtual Office. It's just called the used opportunity sponsoring guide. You can do the mobile version or the regular PDF. Just search opportunity in your resources folder on your app, and it will pop right up. You'll also notice that if you search opportunity, you'll also get the presentation with the slides. So when you're doing the full presentation, that's great if you're doing like a Zoom meeting with someone, if you have a projector up and you're doing like with a group of people, things like that. But sometimes we like to use this little brochure if we're just catching a coffee with someone and demonstrating the products a little bit, and we want to keep our used opportunity presentation more casual. This is a great way to flip through some of that main information, and it's just a cute little packet that you can send home with that person after you're done chatting. It includes lots of different things of what does living better mean to you. And here we have a list of some possible motivators that you can go through with that person, and they can pick out what really stands out to them the most. That's helpful for us to guide the conversation, right? Because it helps us highlight the aspects of being a use consultant that best fit their interests and their needs. Then it has a page about why used. Why is used so important? These are the details about the company that help them trust and fall in love with used and the products that they develop. How much time will it take? So you can have that conversation about how much time do you think you'd be able to, how much time are you willing to invest in your used business every week? And you can kind of help them navigate some reasonable goals based on the time that they're able to dedicate to it. How much money can I make? So this kind of goes through different ways to earn income with used and the different commissions and bonuses that are available to us. And you can help set an income goal with them as well right away using this information. What support will I receive? So you talk about all the different training opportunities, all the different resources that are available to us. And you can go over the business kits as well. Remember that those business kits are on special this month. So that's another thing. You could have that updated brochure for the month of April with you for doing this as well. And then the last page is a great place to put a little sticker. You know how we've taught you how to make those little address labels with your contact information and a QR code to your link tree, things like that. This is a great place to add your personal contact information so they can reach out to you in case you're not wrapping things up and getting them signed up right away that same day. Okay, so how else can we use this, right? I already said take it along with you if you want it to guide a conversation with a prospect. This is great for a little coffee date. You're meeting someone at their house to give a little demonstration. It's an easier way to go through that main information and stay on point, stay on task, and reference that information in the guide. It also helps us plan content for online prospecting. If you go to that first page that has a list of like, what does living well mean to you? Those are all kind of hook phrases that you can use in social media content as you're trying to reach out and find more prospects who are interested in doing what you do. You can also send the paper copy of this if you order these from your business tools in the consultant catalog. If you have, oh, I don't know why my letters switched. Your PCCs, not your CCPs. So your PCCs are going to be your kind of your loyal customers who might be interested in taking that next level, or you might just have other loyal customers who aren't in the PCC but might be interested in sharing what you do, sharing like you do with used products. So you could send a paper copy of this with a few samples and just let them know, hey, I'm sending you some information that you can take a peek at. Call me when you get it and we'll chat through it. It's a great way to have a little outreach to your most loyal customers who might be your next consultant prospects. And you can also use this to create profiles for different people that you might come across who would be a good fit for our consultant team. So I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. So let's go over 3 example profiles of different kinds of people and their needs that might be interested in doing what we do. So let's say person A, right? They're a parent. She wants something for herself. She wants to continue learning and growing in a professional sense. This person was very much me when I decided to be a stay-at-home mom for a few years. I was like, I don't want to lose my professional brain. I want to keep working, and Used was a great fit for that. So help me in the chat. What are 3 points that you can think of that would be key, convincing points for this type of person, thinking about everything Used has to offer? So thinking about that brochure, thinking about the Used opportunity presentation that we have, your own personal testimonials. Help me in the chat. Let's come up with 3 things that we would have as key points that we would want to focus on in our conversation with this prospect to help them decide if becoming a consultant on our team is a good fit. What would your focus be? Let's see. Let me know in the chat. What would you include if you were having coffee with this person? What would be some of your key conversation points about, oh, why is the Used opportunity right for this person? You can see we're thinking and typing. I'm going to give you a moment. Okay, so keep adding your responses in the chat. I'm going to share a few that I have in mind. I see continuous training. Yes, this is a great point to bring up for someone who's interested in that personal development, right? That professional development. So every week we have our webinar training. We have our weekly emails with lots of resources that Cynthia puts together and sends out for us. We have special workshops that Cesar puts together for us with different topics. So tons of training opportunities. We also have all of our resources in our virtual office and app, right? It's really easy to go through those guides and learn a lot using our wellness event guide or wellness event demonstration guides, our certifications. The website is a great resource. Yes, good point. And also we could talk to this person about the opportunities to be rewarded and growing and coaching their own team. This is a person who would probably love to be a leader, have that sense of ownership, and that coaching role, that facilitating role as a team lead as well. Perfect. Now let's look at another profile of a person who might, another prospect you might run into. So you meet someone who's really young and ambitious, tons of energy, really motivated to make some extra income and earn those incentive trips. She wants that cruise through Brazil. She's really into social media, would love to be an influencer. What are some things about the Used opportunity that would be great to include in a conversation with this prospect? Help me out in the chat. I'd like to hear from multiple people if we can. What do you think? What about our opportunity here at Used would be a good fit for this person? I feel like we've been talking about this kind of skill a lot lately in our webinars. The first thing that comes to my mind is our commissions, right? So if they're looking at other affiliates and social media influencers who are getting a certain percentage of commission based on how they promote products, our commission rate looks really good compared to other influencer affiliate percentages that they're earning, right? So there's a huge potential to make more money, right, as a consultant with us, and kind of that focused area. Because our commissions can range from 25% up to 40%, depending on your level and your personal sales volume. So all kinds of things, all kinds of opportunities to make that extra money. We have our personal website with direct product links so that it's really easy to link to our social media content and our link tree and have people buy through the content that we're posting. We could talk about our current incentive trips that are coming up, especially because these past 2 years we've had these trips that are very much like start where you're at and keep building a little bit more every month. This is very motivating for someone coming in new, that they don't have to have a huge team to start with in order to earn some of those incentive trips, right? They just have to have that motivation and that drive to keep growing every month, no matter where they are to start. Anything else that you can think of? We can talk about some of our success stories too, of some of our consultants at a wide range of age levels who have had such good success on social media outreach as well, right? Okay, perfect. And how about profile C? This is a teacher who's really busy during the school year, but does have more flexibility in the summer. They love to present, they love to teach, they love to connect with others. What kinds of things would you bring to life from this youth opportunity in a conversation with this prospect? See, what do we think? So for me, with this person, I would definitely talk about the ease of learning our different topics. So our wellness event guides are really well laid out and really easy to follow. So I would say it doesn't take a ton of time to start learning the ropes, right? We have these awesome wellness event guides where you take a topic and there's a complete guide that walks you through step by step exactly what to do. And then you can continue with our weekly trainings and really learn the ins and outs of everything, right? I could also tell them, well, our monthly sales minimum is $100. So if you have a really crazy month at school where, maybe you didn't meet your personal sales goal that month, that we do this rolling sales requirement, and you can always catch up the next month. Things like that. I would talk about the flexibility and our very reasonable minimum sales requirement. I would talk about daily social media outreach. Would you like to just post like a 15-second TikTok every day during your lunch to keep growing your network, things like that. And then during the summer, you could post twice a day. You could do more in-person spas. You could teach workshops, things like that. So I would really try to tailor my conversation to the person. How do I find out about these people if they fit these profiles? By asking them questions, by being a good listener, by paying attention, by taking notes after my conversations with them so I remember, things like that, so that I know how to tailor these conversations with each of my prospects using everything I know about the youth opportunity, but based on how it meets their needs and their interests. That makes sense? Give me a 1 in the chat if that sounds like something that you can handle, that you're ready to do. If you feel like you don't know that youth opportunity information inside and out, hop into your app, click on, or just type opportunity in your resources folder, and you will find all kinds of materials to study up a little bit and feel more confident guiding these conversations on the spot. Okay, perfect. All right, and that brings us to our tech tip. So remember that last week, we had talked about the stress-free life quiz. We have this quiz. We can take little screenshots of it and send them out as images to our customers and just kind of ask them to do a little check-in on their stress levels and their tools that they have available to manage them, etc. Now, today I'm going to show you how to take this information and turn it into a Google form so that you can have a more interactive conversation about these topics. And also what I'm going to show you, you don't have to send out all these questions, right, in the Google form. You can kind of pick and choose what works the best. And then you get responses back digitally. They're nice and organized. They're easy to keep track of, which I really love versus just trying to keep track of all this information via messaging and phone calls, right? So those of you who have a Google account, like a Gmail account, if you want to follow along with me, you can go ahead and open your Google Drive and do this step by step with me. I'm doing it with screenshots just so that you can see where I'm clicking more easily, but it should look pretty much the same on your own screen as well. So if you are in your Google Drive, and if you don't have one, just open up a Gmail account and you'll have a drive with quite a bit of free storage for this type of thing, even with just like a regular free Google account. So we're going to go into Google Drive and click on New. And then we'll get this little drop down, and here's where you would do like a new doc, a new presentation. You'll notice that there's an option called Google Forms. We're going to click there. If it's not showing up on yours because you've never used it before, just click on more. It'll extend that list because there's tons of things. There's Google Drawings, there's all kinds of fun tools in here. So just click on more if it's not showing up for you, and it will extend that list, and you should be able to find it. Okay. Then we would go in, we click on that, and it's going to open up this untitled form, this new form. You'll go in either on the title of the document or the title of the form in either place, and you're going to add a title. So you might have stress-free life survey, stress level check-in, stress tools check-in, whatever you want to call it. So add a title. And then you'll just start, each little box is going to be a question and an answer, right? So a lot of them, if you're going from your stress-free life quiz, it'll be like, do you have this situation? Your answer would be yes, sometimes no, for example, right? And you could just do multiple choice, yes, sometimes no, and keep going like that. You do have the option of adding images and like resizing them by clicking on the little image icon. I usually just drag them from another window and pop them right in. So you can add images. Let me know if you are trying that and run into any issues. You can add another question by clicking that little plus button on the right-hand toolbar. That'll pop in another question box underneath. Or if you want to keep that same format, you can just duplicate the one you've already made and just modify the question, right? So really easy, really user-friendly. Let me know if you have any questions about that so far. And then you can also change the type of question. So most of these will be multiple choice, but if you do click on that little drop down, you'll notice that you can do multiple choice, which will let them pick one answer. If you want to have them be able to choose multiple answers, you could choose check boxes, and then they can click on as many as they want. Or if you want them to type out an answer, you can do a short answer, which would be like for a phrase, or a paragraph answer, which would give them more space to write. So you can leave it open-ended that way as well. All of it will still populate in your Google, in your spreadsheet at the end. Okay. Then we want to be able to organize our responses, right? So when you click on responses, you will, like once people start sending in their responses, you will be able to see like some graphs and things here. That we should do like a bar graph or a pie chart and kind of sort your data for you a little bit. But it's great to have, if you click on responses, and it's great to have a spreadsheet that organizes all the answers for you. And this is how you get it to notify you every time someone fills out your survey. So you're going to click on link to Sheets. Sheets is just Google's form of like an Excel spreadsheet, right? So we're going to go in, create a new spreadsheet. It will have the same title as whatever your form is called. And then you just create, and it will pop up with, it'll kind of update the form, and it'll say view in Sheets. So now I'm in responses, I click on view in Sheets, and it will open up a new tab with this spreadsheet for me, okay? Now, all of your answers, it'll have a timestamp, the person's name, and the answers going along. You might want to add, you know, like to keep track of all this information, make one of your questions the person's name. Make one of your questions, have them put in their phone number or their email, right? Email, I feel like a lot of stuff gets sent to spam if we're not in their contacts. So I would do their name and their phone number as questions at the beginning of your survey. And then the other questions about their stress levels. So you'll have their contact information show up here if you make those into questions, and then the answers to the different questions that they filled out. If you want to get a little email notification every time that someone fills out the form, when you're in this spreadsheet, just click up on Tools and then go into Notification Settings. Excuse me, and edit notifications. And you can choose to have it notify me at your email every time. It'll be your Gmail account, right? So every time a user submits a form, and have them email you right away, and then click Save and click Done. And you have set up notifications. That means every time someone goes into that survey link, you'll get an email saying so-and-so has submitted a form. And you'll be able to go into your Google Drive, open up that spreadsheet, and check out their information, and then reach out to them and give them some good advice using all of the options that are already on that stress-free life quiz. And before you send this link out, so I've set up the form, I asked the people for their name, their phone number, I've put in the questions and answer options for them to fill out. You can preview it by clicking on that little eye up here on the toolbar at the top. You can preview it to see what it looks like. When you're done with that, make sure you publish it. Okay, and then you just click on the little link icon, shorten that URL, and click copy, and you copy a link that you can send off to people so that they fill it out. Do not take the URL at the top of like the Omnibox on your browser, because that would be like asking someone to edit it. So make sure you're always getting the link from the toolbox there. It's copy responder link, the people who are going to respond to it. Okay, and that's what you can send off to your customers. So this whole process would look something like this. I send a message. I say, hey, Mary, I'm doing a little spring stress level check this month to see if I can help with any tips. Everyone who responds to the short survey will be entered into a drawing for a body balm gel, which is a lifesaver for bug bites and bruises over the summer. Would you like to participate? Sure, I'll check it out. It's been a little chaotic lately. I have high stress levels, etc. And great, here's the link. Now, what's going, and I might continue my conversation, not just throw the link at her, right? I might continue my conversation. Oh, why has it been so chaotic? And kind of keep that conversation going. But this is just a quick way to reach out, ask them if they want to take part. They say yes, and then you send the link. Easy enough, right? All right, any questions about that? Go ahead and let me know in
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Let me see if you can see me. I
Yes.
think it's yes right now. So, ladies, I know maybe this is challenge for you, or maybe your thoughts say maybe I don't use it or whatever. Remember, the update for your business right now is you need to do is you need to make it happen. This is an extra. This is another way to share, because if you stay face to face with somebody, you can put up the quiz very easy, very quickly, or you're learning about the quiz and you can make questions about the stress. But if that people stayed in another state or stay in another place, another extreme or another, I don't know, it's 15 minutes of you, but the unit stay in their house, so it's not have time to take a coffee together. You can send the link and say, hey, you make this question. It's very easy, it's simple, I love it. Just make that simple 10 questions. It's easy and I can help to you, but you need to tell me how do you feeling, because it's much better I can help to you with my recommendation. But I know is this form get out of your comfort zone. So it's easy. You need to try. Please, you tell me. Yes, I can do it, Cesar. Please, you tell me and your thoughts. But you need to do it. This is an
And
extra.
and
But
send your
it's
link
good.
to Cesar first, or to Cynthia, or to me as a practice round. Say, oh, can you check that
Yes.
this link is taking people to my Google form and that it looks okay? And we'll be your practice audience. Like we would love to do that. We would love to help with that. So give it a try. No fear. Thank you, Cesar. Thank you. Yes. And Cesar is being so generous with helping with all these fun incentives for us. So just be brave. Send that personalized lifestyle content with lavender. Let Cesar know so he can get you a special gift for that. You're getting rewarded for being brave and trying new things. Let him know when you do your Google form, send him the link so he can test it out. And he's been awesome at rewarding those of you who are working hard and showing up every week and trying these new things. So absolutely, let us know. I love technology. I have a master's degree in it and I love it. So let me know. I'm always happy to help with that. I used it a lot in my previous profession too, so I'm happy to help. All right, so let's move on to our call to action for tonight. Please remember to create a personalized lavender content on your Instagram and Facebook stories with a direct product link, and then let Cesar know about it with a screenshot, or by sending the post to him is sometimes possible as well, okay? Write a list of 3 key points from the used opportunity for 3 different types of prospect profiles, just like we did together. Think of 3 prospect profiles that you have in mind, people you know. What would be the top 3 points to reiterate in your conversation with them about the used opportunity? Pull out that brochure as well to help with some of those points. Let's try creating that Google form with questions related to a stress-free life. You can base them off the stress-free life quiz if you'd like, and send it to your clients, your existing used customers, but also to other contacts who you think might be struggling with stress or know someone who's struggling with stress who would appreciate that little check-in and that information. And as always, we are working to sell $500 or more in products and sets to become a pro consultant this month. Remember, today is the 14th. We have a few more days before we hit that 20th with our extra incentive for this month. Any questions? Okay, let's keep working for each week, each month, doing a little more than last, and keep growing and trying new things to reach more people with our used business. So for those of you who are catching up with the replay, thanks so much for joining us. And those of you who are here live, please stay tuned for a few time-sensitive reminders and have a great week.